Hey everybody, what's going on? In this tutorial, I want to teach you how to create a list in SwiftUI. You can create it with table view in storyboards, and if you want to learn it, how to create it with a table view in storyboards, just comment in this video and I will create a tutorial for that. Also, I shared the design resource file in the YouTube video description. So let's start and create an Xcode project. We will create our project with single view apps. In this part, we should choose our product name and opt the user interface. And I write Cafe as my product name. Don't forget, if we want to use SwiftUI as a user interface, we must opt SwiftUI in the user interface portion. And in this project, we do not use core data, unit test, and UI test. So we deselect all. First of all, we need to declare the color that's used in this project. As an example, I declared the background view color to Xcode asset. We create a new color set and put the color code on it. First of all, we set the background color for the view. First, we define a Z stack and it contains all objects on the window. We defined it because we cannot use more than one object in each body of SwiftUI. It's time to dye the background with the color that we declared in the assets folder. So for the next, we need to define a view model for storing each list elements. I create a new group and change its name to view model. And I create a new file in the view model for creating our cafe model. And I just called it cafe item. First of all, we should import SwiftUI in this file because we will use some SwiftUI objects in our model. And I declare the struct as a view model and I call it cafe item. We have two objects in our model, a SwiftUI image called icon and a string object called name. So it's time to create our listView object. I create a new group for organizing my code and I change its name to list. First, we need to create the listView SwiftUI item. So create new file and choose SwiftUI view and press next. Here we should choose a name for our SwiftUI file. And I write list item as the file name. First of all, we need to define an object model with cafe item type. Now I create a horizontal stack for keeping other objects. And now I create an image object and a text object with my model. And we should edit the preview with the correct list item constructor. Before I create the cafe item, I need to add some images to asset folder. I create a new folder for organizing my asset folder. Also, we need to add this arrow image to the asset folder on the project. So let's back to our SwiftUI item and modify the preview. We will create a coffee item with cappuccino as an example. And here I declare a cappuccino image and I put cappuccino as its name. So it's time to check our code. We can press resume button for watching the view. And you can see it worked. Now we need to add the arrow image. Now we should put a gap between them with a spacer object. As you can see, the arrow image and the beverage image need to have some padding. So we add trailing padding for arrow image. And for icon image, we should add 70 square frame with center alignment. Also, we add leading padding for that. So now it's time to create our list object. So we create a new SwiftUI view file and we called it list. First of all, we need to define an object for storing our cafe item view models data, and I called it data. We need to create a vertical stack for having a list. And we need a loop for iterating all data array and create a proper list item object with each element. So it's time to create the list items. We need to use self data instead of data because we use it in a for each closure. So it's time to refactor the list preview, and I just write an array of cafe item on it. So press the resume for see the result. And it's time to create the main view. So come back to content view.swift. First, we need to create a vertical stack for putting the objects on it. Unfortunately, we chose a wrong name for list SwiftUI view and we must refactor its name. So I change its name from list to my list. And here we just need to call my list with an array of cafe items. So it's time to see the result. Press the resume and see the result. In the next video, I will learn you how to create the button and top of the view. Don't forget to subscribe us and have a good time.